Hey everyone, welcome to Wednesday with Pastor Dan. Yesterday was crazy busy with softball games, trying to get to them and food delivery and session. So we're just pushed it to Wednesday, but here I am. So nonetheless, good to be here with you all for a minute or two. But real quick, I want to give a little preface. My wife, Pastor Bethany, has an affinity for children's books. They're everywhere. They're in our house. They are downstairs, and so I was walking around trying to figure out what to talk about, and there was this one, which is actually one of the ones she ran by me, and it's one of my favorites. And it's I love the drawings, but maybe God is like that too. So I wanted to share it a little bit because there are times it seems that we are wandering around through life trying to figure out what God is like, or seeing God, or experiencing God, or struggling, and things aren't going as they planned, and we have to be reminded. So this book's a good reminder. So I'm not going to read the whole thing to you. Don't worry, it's not children's story time, but I want to share a little bit. I live in the city where sidewalks and subway cars and buildings and buses are packed with people, but I've never seen God before. Grandma, does God live in the city? I asked one morning at breakfast. Yes, God is here, she says. You just need to know where to look. Whenever you see love, joy, and peace, God is there, she says, stirring her tea. Whenever there's patience and kindness and goodness, God is there too. When you see faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control, that's God's Spirit at work. On the way to school, I'm on the lookout. I see a bus full of tourists and count 10 bright taxis. I spy a man sweeping a stoop, and Grandma and I laugh when we see a tiny dog wearing a fluffy purple sweater. At school, Grandma hands me my lunch, hugs me close before she says goodbye. That's what love looks like to me. Maybe God is like that too. On the way home, I see a doorman wearing a red cap and a hat with a shiny brim. He's holding the door for a man using a wheelchair. The man moves very slowly, and the doorman chats with him and smiles. That's what kindness looks like to me. Maybe God's like that too. At bedtime, Grandma sits at the edge of my bed, singing me a lullaby and stroking my head. She tucks my blankets up close around me. That's what gentleness looks like to me. Maybe God's like that too. I'm going to go to the end here. I don't see God the way I see my friends or the streetlights or the river, but I see signs of God's Spirit all around me, right here in the city. I know what God is like. Maybe I can be like that too. Great book all the way through and through. But it reminds me to be more observant. When life clouds my vision and my heart and struggles to see God because whatever's going on, can be reminded that it's in the simple things and the great things that God is there, and God is like the kindness and the gentleness and the mercy and the goodness that we see all around us, even though we miss it because we're out more apt to see the negative. But then the reminder that that's what God's like, and so I can be like that too, because then the cycle starts for someone else. If they see my kindness and my mercy and my love, and they can think maybe God's like that too, we can continue a cycle that shows who God is and be as close to like little Christ as Luther and Calvin have said. May you all have a blessed week. Look forward to seeing you soon.